channel. Thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time, welcome. Glad you can be here. For everyone that's reached out to me to inquire about my brother's health, I appreciate that. I love all of you for having concern. Quick update, he had surgery today. Good news is that they were able to repair rather than replace, which means he has a lot. I'm guessing, now I haven't actually talked to him on the phone, it's all been over text, and he is high as you can imagine. So I'm thinking that it's probably less physiotherapy going forward than it would be if they had to replace everything. So once again, thank you everyone who reached out and asked. I wanted to get on this track, Jam Baxter, Red Hawaiian, for a while. I was actually going to do it on his birthday last week, and then because of my brother, and then also because I had a few videos planned that I had already promised that I've been sitting on for too long and I needed to get done. So this is going to be like a belated birthday shout out to Jam. So I'm excited for it. Let's jump right in, see what it's all about.
Sorry, busy being a king. Suck the guts out the city, leaving the skin. You ain't my.
No surprise, the visuals are friggin' sick. As I don't think I've seen a shitty UK video, man. All you guys are just stupid. Right off the very first, he starts off his verse. Sorry, I'm busy being a king. I'm bringing it back. All the way back.
Sorry, busy being a king. Suck the guts out the city, leaving the skin. You ain't my lover, you're Billie Jean, you're a fling. You're a piglet in East London with skinny jeans and a trim. I had every statue in the square mile sobbing. The rust covered their eyes like bubbles of blood clotting as I occupy.
I had every statue in the square mile sobbing, and then he talks about how the blood is like rust around the skin, or the rust around their skin from the sobbing. It actually looks like blood clotting on these.
Statue in the square mile sobbing. The rust covered their eyes like bubbles of blood clotting as I occupy the basement bar in a burning building and sat at the back mumbling, wondering who's shot in better act right. Flies all drowning in my flat white. My skull.
That, man, that melody that just comes in. You know how I love beat switches, man, and that was just perfect.
And as I occupy the basement bar in a burning building and sat at the back mumbling, wondering who's shot in better act right. Flies all drowning in my flat white. My skull gets heavy but I pack light. See you on the runway, you're in for a battle.
My skull gets heavy but I pack light.
Wondering who's shot in better act right. Flies all drowning in my flat white. My skull gets heavy but I pack light. See you on the runway, you're in for a bad flight. God is on your stairwell, polishing a crack pipe. Turn it off, babe, it's a rewind. These ice cold streets got your feet numb. I've been taking heads off, wonder if you need one. Careful with.
This is like one of the very first very first times where I want to be like, I had the urge to throw my headphones down and walk away. The streets are cold, their feet are numb. I've been collecting heads. Let me know if you need one. Jam. Just freaking killing it.
Polishing a crack pipe. Turn it off, babe, it's a rewind. These ice cold streets got your feet numb. I've been taking heads off, wonder if you need one. Careful with the stitches. Tell them every trip back to my city is fraught with the same dangers. Little Timmy arrives with a bag of them game changers. spikes, a glass of red with a couple of haymakers. And you come to in a brothel and run for the day later. We all been there. Set up camp, fought a battle, lost a limb there. Came back swinging around for office. I'm counting on your support. You better all have your wallets. We skid around to the back with a bucket and drank the profits. So meet my reality star friend. We watch them all die, just glad that we aren't them. He screamed all hell, humanity, you're a man. He sat and bit the head off a battery farmed hand. Cause shit can all change at an uncomfortable pace. In Gatwick, blinded by lights, lugging a case, and it hit me. Shush, they're all undercovers, Jake. Evil hags keeping tabs on your drug intake. Elderly women with guns in their waistband. For you stare down from the balcony, firing until their hands are blue. Tears fell from the ceiling. We sat back and we drank a few, holding a rubber mask without.
Man, I don't even know. I'm gonna bring it back, but tears falling from the ceiling. We drank a few. There's so much stuff going on here, man. I could pause it every single bar. Once again, Jam with the poetry, creating these. I've said it before, and I'm gonna keep repeating it every time I do this, dude. Is like he's so much like Ed, and Chester and Jess. It's in terms of they're writing a novel in poetry rather than being an MC, and there's so much to unpack all the friggin' time. So many different ways you can hear a line and interpret it.
Drug intake, elderly women with guns in their waistband. For you stare down from the balcony, firing until their hands are blue. Tears fell from the ceiling. We sat back and we drank a few, holding a rubber mask without a face to attach it to. Yeah. Wind up those and little toy cars and frilly white bibs, lacking any scars. My skin's got too many sharp edges. Intruders skewered on barbed fences. Your brain slumbers on too many park benches. Can't see you in these dark trenches.
Okay, so is he going after somebody with this verse now? Because that part with the Philly white dress and the toy cars and all that kind of stuff, and you spend too much time on park benches, I'll never see you down in these dark trenches. Like, is he going after someone in particular here? It feels very personal. Maybe it's just aimed at a certain group of the industry or the genre, or it could be directed at a single individual. But it sounds like he is making a point and saying, like, you're all toys and fancy dresses. Meanwhile, you couldn't hang down here in the trenches. It's kind of what I'm guessing.
Slumbers on too many park benches. Can't see you in these dark trenches. We tore their eyes out calmly and fed the lions. You built your line up nicely and fed your clients. I'll be at departures nursing them.
See, you built up your clientele, or like that's why now it makes me feel like he's talking to somebody personally, or the record companies, larger record companies. You built up your arsenal and fed your clientele, I think is how he said it.
You built your line up nicely and fed your clients. I'll be at departures nursing a martini. On my bag just contains a selection of red Hawaiians. Legionnaire with a gun and a gold beret. Surviving on a...
I'd like to beat switches.
Fed your clients. I'll be at departures nursing a martini. On my bag just contains a selection of red Hawaiians. Legionnaire with a gun and a gold beret. Surviving on a diet of cider and cold penne. If I said I hated you after a couple beers, just text me a couple tears and save me the whole essay. 95%.
If I said I hated you after a couple beers, just text me a couple tears and save me the whole essay. Ah, man.
After a couple beers, just text me a couple tears and save me the whole essay. 95% of my brain is marked NA. I'll carve the rest off it and feed it to him at once. He's stared at the plate while she was chewing the trunk. So he was at yard crying while she was hoovering bunks. Every night, born again, leave me be, talk to them. Kicked out street, can someone tell him we're important men? Please miss, ignore my friend, he must be on that awful stuff. I threatened him with sedatives, one day he'll call my bluff. I whispered, kids, stick around, I'll make you famous. Just fatten up a touch and you'll play every stage in Vegas. We now present a human who can make his past disappear.
Just fatten up and you'll play every stage in Vegas. In terms of, for a while, I don't know if it still is, but I remember for a while, Vegas was the place where artists went to die. So when their careers were done and over with, they get a stint in Vegas. And like what Elvis did, old, fat, gross Elvis going to Vegas and doing his thing. I wonder if that's kind of what Jam was getting at with that.
A touch and you'll play every stage in Vegas. We now present a human who can make his past disappear. Saw himself cleaning half and eat a plate of razors. But now I drag a dribbling hound through the rolling mountains, under a thick vermilion sky that just folds around it. And it's funny how your winners can fuck with your whole surrounding. Like some plastic toy wrestlers giving your soul a pounding. Is it you? Is it? In that poorly built confession brief, on your ones tugging at your tongue, yeah, then tell the truth. Son, can't the devil lend you a helping hoof? He's only over there. Is it you? Is it? In that poorly built confession brief, on your ones tugging at your tongue, yeah, then tell the truth. Son, can't the devil lend you a helping hoof? He's only over there, cross-legged in a velvet suit. I stood still, underneath a linen sheet, swiftly whisked off me by an invalid with gritted teeth, screaming, gather round cause we're exhibiting the finished piece, covered in blue bruises and oozing with fried chicken grease. Permanent swarm of bugs around the head. A pack of gurney horses couldn't drag it out of bed. They cried, flee your houses, every man in town is dead. I just clicked my heels and cracked a dragon stout instead.
Man, like I said at the beginning of this, the fact that there's these UK guys, it's the total package in terms of, you know, bringing the beat, bringing the lyrics. The videos are always dope, and this is it's no different, man. Zygote, if that's how you say it, I apologize if it's not. But his name sounds familiar. I think I've seen another one, but this friggin' beat was sick. The beat switches, much appreciated. And Jam did not disappoint like he has always done. He's always come hard. He's always impressed the crap out of me. And this is yet another song where there's so much to unpack, so many double meanings, triple meanings, things that you could read into a dozen times and never get it right, or get it right a bunch of times. I guess it's up to your own interpretation. But damn, man, this friggin' track, like I said, I wanted that line about cutting off heads, let me know if you want, like that was the closest I came, man, to just throwing my headphones and walking away, because Jam blew my freaking mind, man, today. You know, I was on my way to work, and Cake Gang came on my radio, and that's like, I can hear that track over and over again, and I love it so much. All those guys absolutely murdered that track, and it's one of those songs where I wish I could hear it again for the first time. And this is another one of those tracks, man. I'm looking forward to hearing this again, and I love it so much I wish I was hearing it for the first time again. Anyway, I don't know if that makes any sense. It does to me. I've had a day. It's been one giant bag of dicks, and if I could hit a restart button, I would, but I can't. But at least my brother's good news makes a lot of it better. So I love all y'all for being part of this. Thanks for sticking around. We're almost at 8:25. Man, you humble me each and every day, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, stay safe and be good to each other.